KT, my brother, what's good, my brother?
What's up, Rich? What's good?
Man, everything is good. Everything is great. While the
What's
people
poppin'?
still in the chat, because I want to get right into this because I know we only got an hour.
Welcome to DraftKings, the land of the millionaire, where we're kicking off a variety of ways to compete for 1 million.
Hold up. Sorry about that, family. Give me 1 second. This is gonna be a good show, y'all. But I have to get to this because supporting these businesses these are essential businesses. Let me get to these essential businesses real quick, family. Shout out to King Simon. King Simon, like I said that last show, he told me some very important things about myself and my numbers going into the next year. So I want to thank that brother. He gave me a huge boost of confidence with things going on. So I appreciate that brother and what he does. Highlight him if you need help in terms of numerology, business-wise, relationship-wise, health-wise. That's the man to call. Shout out to Mix of Health. Their new advertising with me. They got the CMOS, raw CMOS and the CMOS powder. They got V-Sip tea for the sisters that are menstruating. They got hair growth tea bags. So make sure you go to mixofhealth.com. Magic Money, of course, if you want spiritual techniques to attract money, make sure you get the book. It's out of print. It's very rare to come by. I have it on sale. You can just cash at me, $Black Magic 363. The fee is $10, and just make sure you leave your email, family, and I'll make sure to get back to you. Shout out to Riverside Tai Chi. If you got problems with your joints, go to riversidetai.com/joint balance formula. Of course, Copper Mike, if you need some conscious gear, if you need some high frequency clothing, this is the man to contact. His number is on the screen. And of course, Black Privilege, they did my video that I'm extremely proud of, the I Am video, my music mantra. They're very good when it comes to digital editing, logo creation, website creation. Make sure you holler at them, man. They're one of the best people in the game, and make sure you support. And with that being said, KT, what's going on?
What's good, Rich? Good to be back. Good to be back, brother. I hope
chilled,
all
man.
is well with you.
Yeah, man. I got some of that sun this morning.
Okay.
Sundays, man. I got some of the sun this morning. It was beautiful, man. I felt sometimes I feel weird because if I'm in Brooklyn and if I can't make it too far to a secluded area, I just got to go down the block and I'm looking at the sun. People looking at me like, damn, why this nigga just standing here like that? This nigga crazy. I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm in the city.
Not in New York, bro. You talk about the type of shit that goes on the trains, the buses, in the middle of the street. Just turn on the Democratic National Committee and watch Joe Biden for 5 seconds. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing you ain't doing. So before we get started,
yeah,
why don't you let the people know real quick about your moment, your epiphany that you had that led to this show and us, sharing this information with the people?
Well, I think this is what happened. What led up to that day, the epiphany. I was listening to my I Am track like nonstop, putting it in my head, right? So that track, it keeps talking about I am the universe, I am the light, I am divine, I am cosmic, this and that. So that's just in my mind constantly now. I'm reprogramming myself. So one day I'm walking down the block, I turn around and it's morning time, the sunrise time. And I just come face to face with the sun and I made eye contact with it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is beautiful. It was like ecstasy, bro. I don't know if that's the right word, but it was beautiful, brother. And I just made eye contact with the sun and we locked eyes and I couldn't turn away. So it wasn't planned or nothing like that, KT. But once I locked eyes, I could not turn away. And I thought about years ago when I did it and I stopped, I thought about what you told me months ago as far as letting my son get sun in the morning time. All that crossed my mind. I was like, okay, this is the moment. Now it's time to get in this. But it was beautiful, man. I stood there, I looked at it. I felt like I made a transition for a second because I started walking toward the light. You know how they say walk toward the light, and it just felt good, bro. Nice, dead ass, it felt man good, bro. And just from there, I called you that day immediately. I got to call my brother KT, and I'm talking to him about it. He like, yeah, Rich, this and that, da. And ever since then, man, I just been sun gazing, and I got decreased appetite since then. Booster, I mean, it's like, if you take herbs and stuff like that, eating the right food give you energy. Shit, try sun gazing, man. I mean, you're gonna have an abundance of energy. So I just feel like it's essential right now, KT, man. And that's what happened, my brother.
That's what I'm talking about. So, I mean, of course, it's been something we've been talking about for some time, but it really never is going to hit home with anybody until they actually go through it. When you have an experience, when you have something intimate, when you have something between you and the creator that occurs, it sticks with you. And then you go around trying to share that gospel with everybody else because you had that experience. So I only give out this information and urge people to do these things so that they can experience it for themselves and understand, because I've been on the beach and I've been in the park and I've been in the rainforest and I've been on top of mountains and I've seen the sunrise and I've seen the sun at certain points of the day and got these feelings. I've been in the rainforest, on the mountains in St. Croix during certain times of the day where the light is just different. It's different than anything that I've experienced in other areas, and it feels heavenly. Like, I don't know what heaven is supposed to feel like, you know what I'm saying? But if all that the descriptions that I've heard, I'm like, based on the descriptions I've been hearing and the little bells and chimes everybody talk about, I think this is the thing right here.
Right.
So I know you said you wanted me to share some slides with the people. So some of this information I can, if you wanted to bring me into the share screen, I can start showing these slides to get this ball rolling.
Hold up, let me fix this. I don't know why I should all participants. All right, you should be good right now to share.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Which one am I doing? I'll start with this one. All right, so I got a few slides shows here, but I'm going to kind of jump around just to give people points because I've had a lot of presentations and a lot of different info on them. So we are all familiar with the Kemetic pantheon and the Kemetic mythos. Obviously, being here on Black Magic 363, most of the people watching are familiar with most of the deities. Now, one deity that I know you've probably heard of before, but might not know too much about it, is Khepra, which is the beetle. Khepra is a very, very powerful entity that represents transformation. And you know it as a scarab beetle or a dung beetle because this beetle actually has the ability to roll a perfect ball of dung. Now, you might not think that means anything at all, but when you think about the size of a dung beetle in relation to the ball that it's rolling, the ball would be the size of maybe a tractor trailer or a Mack truck compared to you or something like that. It rolls a perfect sphere of cow dung. And it does this with a very, very unique ability. And we're going to talk about that ability soon. But before we get into that, let me explain what Khepra means symbolically. When you look at my screen right now, you see it, right, Rich? You can see it?
I had it on mute. Yeah, I see it, KT. I had it on mute.
Good. All right. So this is what I call the Khepra rebirth 5-star, 6-star Indol cycle. Okay. Now Khepra represents birth. If you look at the black circle on the right, that's the awakening. That's the birth. That's you getting up in the morning. That's you being born. That's also spring in terms of the seasons. This comes from the Yawa cross from the Congo. So if you get in the Congolese cosmology, you'll find more about this Yawa cross, but it's also used in Kemet as well. Now, Khepra represents birth, while Ra means life. Now, I want you to look at the word Ra real quick. You notice that Ra is spelled with R-A, and that's where you get radiation. That's where you get rays. It represents sun. It's the sound that lions make, which is the symbol of the sun. But more importantly, if you look at the flip or you read Ra backwards, you get AR, which is the world that we're dealing with right now, which we would call that what? augmented reality, okay? Ready Player One, you know, people uploading consciousness into the computer and the mainframe, into what the Series 100 refers to as the City of Lights. This is what we're dealing with right now, the battle of the alien light code lockdown realm right now, the AR, which is the opposite of Ra, the natural sun. Then you got Atum Ra Atum, which is death, which would be fall, or the man that's aging. Then you go into Amun Ra, which represents the rebirth, okay, or the death, so to speak, okay, the middle of the night when you're sleeping. So Ra's noon, Khepra Ra's sunrise, Ra Atum is sunset. Amun Ra represents the opposite of noon, which would be the middle of the night when you're knocked out going through your astral realm. So this is a cycle that we go through, but Khepra represents a very important time, and that is the time of the birth. Every morning we're birthed. Every morning we're getting up, reborn into this realm again and getting another opportunity to get things right. And in order to do so, there's certain things that you have to do in order to make sure that you get things right. Okay, now, Khepra teaches us about transformation. Transformation is based on signaling. The signaling is based on circadian rhythm, or the rhythm of light versus darkness and night versus day. That's an oscillation. Balancing the indoles. Indoles is a molecule. It is a word for a molecule, just like heme is a word for a molecule. Chlorophyll is a name for a molecule. Cobalamin or B12 is the name of a molecule. Well, an indole is the name of a molecule, and indoles are the basic molecule of ATP, DNA, DMT, serotonin, melatonin. I could go on all day, but it is the combination of a 6-sided carbon ring with a 5-sided carbon ring with a little nitrogen in there. So this is where your 5-pointed and 6-pointed star comes from. All right. So serotonin represents a day molecule. Melatonin represents the night molecule. These are the balances in the circadian rhythm, all right, between sunrise and sunset. Now, when you get up in the morning as Khepra, which is let me just move forward to this picture right here. When you look at Khepra, you see it's holding a red ball in its hand, and it has wings of a rainbow of colors. Every color of the rainbow is in there. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet is within its wings, okay? It has red in the front, it has blue in the back, because it's balancing the red and the blue colors. But the red represents the initial light that you are supposed to utilize in order to stimulate everything that's going on in your brain. All of the glands, all of the particular neuronal networks that exist inside the brain that give rise to the working of the body is done so based on this infrared light. This is why you see Khepra facing it. Now, just so you understand what you're looking at when you're looking at Khepra, you're looking at the what? I mean, some of y'all already know this, but we're just going to go a little deeper. It's the point of view, the bird's eye view of the sutures of the skull. Look at the line. Look at the natural suture of the skull. Okay. And look at this Khepra right here, the same sutures. Now, I overlaid, if you notice this skull right here, I overlaid this, and I'll even, let's just copy that and put it over this skull here. Yeah. Put that right there so you can see that this lines right up with the skull, okay? The back of here is the visual cortex, here's the eyes, but this X right here representing the retinal hypothalamic tract. This is the tract in which the light that enters your eyes, right here, the light that enters your eyes, right, ends up going into your brain in order to do what? In order to stimulate the body's clock and the body's mechanism. And what do I mean by the body's clock? Let me go to this other slide right here. Let's see, where are we at? Here we go. We'll do this one. Share screen. Stop sharing, share another one. Right here. Okay. Share this screen. Blow that up a little bit so y'all can see it. All right. So if y'all look at this picture, you see that your body is a clock. We manipulate time. So when we talk about getting up and getting sunlight, the importance of sun gazing is the importance of tuning your clock mechanism. Now, if you walk around with a watch all day and it's broke, you can be sure that it's at least right twice a day. But I'm assuming you have more than two things to do and two things to be on time for. You know, you talking about work, you talking daycare, you talking what, going on a date, or, you know, you got work to do at home, work to do out in the streets. You got to meet with people. You know what I mean? You got family events. You know what I mean? There's all types of things that you have to do. And that's external. We ain't talking about inside the body. We're talking about just you personally, the things you need to do. And the only way you're going to be there on time, the only way you're going to get those things done is if you have an understanding of time and you get there on time, where your body has timing mechanisms as well. There's times where hormones need to be made, enzymes need to be made, things need to be passed around, moved around, things need to be degraded, things needs to be synthesized. So there is a exchange, there's a change that's constantly happening. And in order for that to happen, your clock has to be in tune. So master clock, in response of the daily cycle of light and darkness, the suprachiasmatic nucleus serves as the body's central timekeeper, establishing the equivalent of what we know as Greenwich Mean Time. Its signals coordinate the activities of all internal organs. So I'm not going to say Greenwich Mean Time. I'm going to say the 24-hour cycle that we know to be the day, split up into two cycles of 12, day and night. Now, it differs based on your latitude. If you're more north, you got longer nights. If you're more south, you got longer days. And during the equinox is Latin for equal night. So you have equal day and night at those times. We're about to have that during the autumnal equinox. So we have an endocrine clock, right? Signals from the master clock kick off the production of many hormones. At night, for example, the SCN signals the brain pineal to release melatonin. Melatonin, one of those indole molecules that we just spoke of with the Khepra cycle, right? Then you got the cardiovascular clock. Blood pressure decreases at night. Most of heart attacks occur in the morning, likely because of the rapid increase in blood pressure that accompanies your waking based upon other stress factors that has your pressures all off, such as artificial light, which we'll get into shortly. You got the immune clock. You got the metabolic clock. You got the muscle clock. You got your renal clock or your kidney clock. You got your reproductive clock. You also have your integumentary clock, which is your skin, right? Which is the largest organ of your body. All right. How about your intestinal clock, your digestive clock? These are all timing mechanisms. And all these mechanisms are in tune based upon the tuning that occurs in the brain based upon the stimulus that happens when you plug into the earth with your feet and you look towards the sun at sunrise and at sunset. And that light that comes through ends up tuning all of these mechanisms. All right. Now you might ask, how is it able to do all these mechanisms? Well, your retina is very complicated. It's a dynamic situation where the light ends up entering in through the retina, and then, entering in through the front of the eye, and the back of the eye is called the retina. Here's where you have the cones, the rods, and here's the RPE, the retinal pigmented epithelial layer, which is a layer of melanin at the back of the eye. See, melanin is extremely important. We still don't understand all of what it does. But one thing that it does that is very dynamic is the splitting and the association and dissociation of water, which is a process that takes about 2000 degrees Celsius to do in a lab. You do with your melanin all day, all night, no problem. And this is how you provide the energy and the fuel to your body, is by way of water, melanin, light, and magnetism. So what we were talking about earlier with Rich, talking about feeling good. All right, let me go down here a little further. Let's go right here. Boom. Now that's Shinron. I'm showing Shinron because I want you to know that this molecule that the sun makes in your body looks like a dragon. Look at this dragon. You see this long molecule. Ooh, boy, that thing long. Look at that thing. Look at this one. This one's so long, it makes a whole circle. What you're looking at now is a molecule called POMC, POMC, pro-opiomelanocortin. Now, if you look in there, I know you probably never heard this term before, but there are some root words I know y'all can tell up in here. Opio from opioids and opiates, right? And melano, like melanin, right? So what we have here is a molecule that is made by the sun. If you look right here, it says long day period, short day period. So when you expose yourself to sunlight and you have long day periods in the sun, this is when you get up and you're catching the morning sun and you're also out during the day and you have your skin exposed. And majority of your time during your days is spent outside in nature, in sunlight, then you're going to create this molecule called pro-opiomelanocortin, this long molecule. Now, me looking at this molecule, if I've never heard it before, one thing I'm going to know is that it is a light, it is a photoreceptor molecule. I know that because I see all of these six-sided molecules hanging off of it. Y'all see all these hexagons hanging off the side with the lines inside? Those are benzene rings. Those are aromatic rings. Those are what you would call a photon trap. A photon trap. You know how, let me tell you what a photon trap is. Y'all remember Ghostbusters, right? Y'all remember when Ghostbusters used to try and catch the ghosts? They would have the little containment unit. They would kick the containment unit out. They would hold the ghosts with the little streams from their proton pack, and then they would trap the ghost, and then they would open up the containment unit, and then it would open up and suck the ghosts in. Well, imagine that those ghosts is light from the sun, and imagine that those containment units are these six-sided little rings in this molecule. When you have these six-sided rings throughout your body, which you do, you're totally made of them, these six-sided rings suck that sunlight in, and they trap that light and utilize it in chemical means, energy means, and other not renovation, but healing means inside the body. Damn, so bro. What'd you say?
Nah, go ahead, man. You're doing your thing.
No, you good.
No, I said you're doing your thing, man. Powerful. Go ahead. I'm amazed. I'm in class right now. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So the reason why I got Shinron, which is, this, when you get all seven of the Dragon Balls, like Dragon Ball Z is like the seven chakras, he appears and he's able to answer any of your wishes, similar to when you align your energy centers in your body, you can get an answer for whatever it is you need. You can go deep within. Well, these molecules look like dragons, and they're like solar dragons. That's how I see them. And what happens is you make this POMC, and then you start to cleave them into different molecules. You'll cleave them into beta endorphins. You'll cleave them into all of these. In this little blue square right here on the right is a list. See if I can blow it up a little bit more. Boom. Is a list of all the different molecules that you make from that POMC. You make melanotropin, beta, gamma, delta. Look at that. Melanocyte stimulating hormone. I'm going to say that again. We talk about melanin and how powerful melanin is. And we got locus ceruleus, and we got substantia nigra, right? And we got all these powerful components that melanin does. When those centers in the brain deteriorate, you get Parkinson's disease, you get Alzheimer's disease, you get all the neurodegenerative disorders when you experience pallor in those high melanated areas in the brain. And what I'm telling you right now is pro-opiomelanocortin is responsible for melanocyte stimulating hormone, which doesn't just create melanin, but does a whole lot of other stimulating processes inside the body. So you got corticotropin or corticotropin-like intermediate, lipotropin, gamma lipotropin. All of these, y'all can look these up. Y'all can take a screenshot. of this scene, this right here, and look all these molecules up. These are all different type of what you would call opioids that are made inside of your body. These are feel-good hormones, or hormones, stimulants that lead to your body being in a feel-good state. Now, somebody's like, life ain't good. Life ain't, what you want to feel good all the time. Well, when you feel good, you think clearly. When you're in a good state of mind, when you're in a flow state, when you're operating on gamma levels, you know what I'm saying? You about to say something?
Nah, good.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say something. You operating on gamma levels, guess what's going to end up happening? You're going to end up making connections. You're going to end up coming up with better ideas. You're going to end up being more profound, being more sound. All right. This chart on the side is showing how your thyroid hormone interacts with the POMC. So what is the thyroid hormone? T3 and T4, triiodothyronine and thyroxine. Okay, the T3 and the T4, the reason why it's two different numbers is because it denotes how many iodine atoms are attached to the molecule. Because a thyroid hormone is composed of a large amount of tyrosine, which is a amino acid that contains one of those aromatic rings, those photon traps in it. This is what is used to make tyrosinase, which makes melanin, the enzyme that makes melanin, right? So you have tyrosine and you have iodine attached. So when it has 4, it's T4. When it has 3, it's T3. And T3 is the concentrated form. T4 is the diluted form. You have a lot of T4 in your body. You have a small amount of T3, because if you had a lot of T3, it would be very reactive, similar to uranium. People don't want to have uranium around anywhere because it gives off radiation, and you'll mutate. You mutate because it decays and it gives off a large amount of radiation because it's very reactive. So T3 is very reactive. So you only have a certain amount of it. And what this diagram is showing is how POMC, or long day period exposure to the sun, is what coincides with your thyroid gland and the production and activation of both of these hormones, which look over your whole metabolic system and the metabolic process that governs your whole what you would call catabolic and anabolic system. Anabolic meaning the building up of things, synthesis. Catabolic means the breaking down of things to either recycle or get rid of the waste. This is the balance, that occurs inside of your body in order for you to thrive and keep on with your day. But it's very, very important. So what I'm telling you is, just by going out in the sun, you don't have to sip lean. You don't have to take morphine. You don't have to take all these drugs. You don't have to take ecstasy. You don't have to take Molly. You don't even have to take weed, because you have an endocannabinoid system and you create anandamide, which is the biological endogenous version of THC. You make your own inside your body. So what I'm telling you is, the light of the sun hits your waters of your body, and the water slows the sun down. The sound that's made from the light hitting the water ends up creating ripples, and then it also slows it down. And that whole slowdown process yields a transformation. It yields mass. Because let me say this, Rich, real quick. We're gonna do it simple. If I say 10 equals 5 times 2, that's a correct statement, right? If you write that out, the number 10 equals, and you put a 5 times 2 on the other side of that equal sign, that's a true statement, right?
Right.
All right. So if I do 2 times 5 equal 10, that's a true statement as well, right?
Right.
If I say 10 divided by 5, that would equal 2. Or if I say 10 divided by 2, that will equal 5, right?
Right.
All of those are true. So when you say E equals MC squared, you've heard that term before, right?
Yes.
What they're saying in that equation is, not only does light make mass, but mass makes light. They're interchangeable. So that one equation, E equal MC squared, tells us that mass is created from light. We create our physical, tangible cells from light. Something that has no mass makes mass. And something of mass can become no mass. This is how we able to go in and out of dimensions. Think about it. I mean, come on, man. Like, we close our eyes, we go where we want to go. We have all types of stories of people telling us the type of things that we're able to do. We just have a great amount of distraction in this city of light that we exist in. So let me talk about the water. Where we at with time right now, Rich?
You going in, brother. We got about 20 more minutes.
Okay, cool. What's the people talking about? They feeling
and they
good
loving
right
it,
now?
man. They think you the top scientist in the world right now, man.
Nah, I ain't the top side. I'm just like y'all, bro. I just be reading, and sharing what I know. But I appreciate the love, though.
Indeed.
I would love to say this is my information, but it's not. It's just a message that's for everyone. You know what I mean? And I just happen to be the person that's giving it to you today. So water has 4 phases, just like there are 4 states of matter. We always thought there was 3 phases of water and 3 states of matter. But there's ice, there's water, there's vapor, and then there's EZ, as you see on the screen, which is the exclusion zone. All right. And what the exclusion zone is where infrared energy, that Khepra, that red light energy, ends up hitting water, and it starts to separate the positive charge that's in a water molecule from the negative charge. Now, what do I mean? Well, water is a polar molecule because it has a positive, it has opposite charges that make it up. The hydrogen end of the molecule, right? The 2 Mickey Mouse ears that are hydrogen molecule atoms of the water molecule are of a positive charge, while the oxygen side is a slightly negative charge. All right. And what ends up happening when red light hits water in a cup that has a surface that is next to, if you look at here, you see this Nafion tube. Nafion is just a certain type of material, and you're looking at a tube. And I want you to imagine this tube being the same as the microtubules that make up the neurons of your brain. The nerves of your body or have their own skeleton, and the skeleton is these microtubules right here. So I want you to imagine this Nafion tube is this microtubule. Nafion tube, microtubule, Nafion tube. Water's in the center, water's in the center, water's in the center, water's in the center. All right, now I hit light, right? Now, let me let you know real quick. Is it on here? I'll probably have to go to the other slide to show you that one. But the infrared light penetrates through our body. Close your eyes and look at the sun. What color do you see, Rich, when your eyes are closed and you look at the sun?
Like infrared.
It's red, because all the other colors of the electromagnetic, well, not all the other colors of the electromagnetic spectrum, but all the other colors of the visible spectrum gets absorbed by your eyelids while the red penetrates. You put your hand up to the sun, you'll see you could damn near see through it, because red can penetrate very, very deep. So these your brain is close to the surface, right? Your skull, right? All the blood vessels and everything near the surface. So that means that you got microtubules near the surface, because they make up the skeleton of your cells. Your skin is made up of cells. So this water gets hit by this penetrating beam of sunlight energy, causing the separation of this polar molecule of water from negative and positive charge, which is nothing more than a battery. It's a battery. All right. This negative and positive charge separation creates a potential. And the potential is what creates the power. Power comes from potential. Just think about it. What do people usually say when a child is powerful? He has great potential. You don't say he got great kinetic. You say he got great potential. Why? Because there's a empty cup that has the potential of filling up and damn near running over of power. You have the potential of developing power. So these negative charges build a hexagonal lattice. All right. And it says by G. Pollock at the bottom of this, because Gerald Pollock is the guy who, do I have my book in here? Gerald Pollock is the one that made the book, The Fourth Phase of Water. Y'all got to get it. It's a very easy book to read. Like your kids could read that book, bro, in 3rd grade, 4th grade, no problem. You could definitely digest it. It's a wonderful book. Gives you an understanding of how much of a superhero you are because you're 90% water. So this is what the light is doing. The light is charging you up, juicing you up, okay? Juicing you up. These microtubules are all over your body. That means these tubes are all over your body. That means this negative potential is getting created all over your body based on what? The sun hitting you. You ain't nothing but a cup of water getting hit by the sun all day.
Woo. Shit.
All right. Now, what is your eyes made out of? Matter of fact, let me tell you this real quick. What is the process of using your eyes in order to visually understand what is in your visual area? What is that called? It means it's called to what? To
Wait, I didn't hear you, KT. I'm sorry.
when you're using your eyes, you do what with them? You
focus?
No, the basic thing you do with your eyes. What sense? You
see.
Say that again. You do what?
See.
Ooh. Wow, isn't that a body of water?
See, yeah. Interesting.
Your eyes ain't nothing but water. It's like how you would visualize the earth, right? As a big ball of water. And the water has these see-through proteins in there that slow light down, and you're able to knit and construct this whole reality that you see, because none of this stuff we actually exist out here. These are all black wavelengths of chaos, bro, that you, through that eye, is able to knit into order so that you can make sense of the reality that you're in.
So is it like, you know how back in the day when the TV screen is not on a channel, it's on what? So like what's that channel was on where it's like white noise?
Oh, you talking about the white noise channel? Yeah. That's interference.
So is reality like just white noise channel and we tune into a frequency?
That's right. We tuning into different channels. Exactly. Your eyes able to create, find the harmonious wavelengths that are propagating and turn them into NBC, ABC, MTV. You know what I'm saying? So what society does is try to force all of these channels on you. Think about it. Channeling, right? They try to channel certain things to you, but you have the ability to broadly cast your own spell. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So water is your source of inherent energy. The sun is the stimulating factor. Melanin plays the important role of being able to split the water and put it back together. You know what I mean? And in doing so, ends up making hydrogen gas in the process of that. Now, I know most of y'all don't care about anything about that, but that is the creme de la creme right there, bro. Because molecular hydrogen, bro. I got something coming for y'all on that one right there. But melanin is amazing in respect to its combination with water. If you look at all of the animals and all of nature, everything has a particular color. You know what I'm saying? And everything that has eyes has some type of pupil. Even when you look at bugs, they might not have an eyeball, so to speak, but they got a big ass black dot on that thing. So everybody's using this melanin in order to absorb the entire electromagnetic spectrum. And from that entire electronic spectrum, just like you get in a big box of Crayola crayons, you could pick colors out and you could use them to create different grades and shades. That's how somebody could take a box of color pencils and create a whole masterpiece on a wall. You know what I mean? Because they're able to take all those shades, dimensions, and create this image, this beautiful image. You're able to do that in your system in a higher dimensionality, though. All right, so that's that. Let me go back to this other slide. I'm probably at 10 minutes now. Let's see. Share screen. Where do I want to go now? Blue blocker. No, I want. Where's my other one at? Blue blocker.
Can I ask a question while you find that, KT?
Yeah. No problem.
Is there a difference between the energy that's projected from the sun during sunrise and sunset? Because I know those are the two windows for us to sun gaze. So is it the same energy, or is it different energy being projected?
Yes, and that's actually something I was about to get into. Let me do this one right here.
While he's also looking for that, family, make sure y'all donate. Hit up the Cash App. I just posted a link. If you like independent media and you like learning this type of stuff, hit up the Cash App, family. Show support for independent media.
Okay, here we go. Let's do this one. All right, so let me show you this right here. Where is it? Here we go. Boom. All right, you see the screen, right?
Yes.
All right, so color temperature. Y'all should know color temperature based on your phones. Okay, the average iPhone with the brightness about 3/4 way up is probably going to be about 7,200 Kelvin. All right, 7,200 Kelvin. Kelvin is a temperature, but we're talking about color temperature because even though we think of temperature as, you know, you're going outside whether you hot or cold, there's a temperature of color and light that enters your eyes. So let me put it this way. This is a real simple way of putting it. If you turn on the news, Rich, and they said it was 250 degrees outside, would you go outside?
No.
Okay, so
I might be a little curious.
You may be curious, right? You might just take an egg and throw it out there real quick to see if that thing fry on the. Now, the color temperature is similar, but instead of it being something in an environment around your skin and everything, it's something that's affecting your eyes and your internal hormonal network. So 7,200 Kelvin is like going outside when it's very, very hot and not being prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you going outside with the triple fat goose Timberlands on, you know what I mean, and thermals on. Like, you go outside in 120 degree weather dressed like that, you're going to have a heat stroke. You know what I'm saying? So having a phone with 7,200 Kelvin on your screen is beaming you with that type of heat internally and hormonally, destroying your internal networks and your internal timing mechanisms the same way you would be destroying your water and everything like that, your skin and your breathing, your respiratory system going outside when it's very, very hot outside. So when you first get up in the morning, look at the first one, Rich. What that say? That says 1,800 Kelvin. That's why when you get up in the morning during sunrise and that sun coming up, it ain't hot. You ain't sweating. You ain't like, man, it's beaming out here. No, it's cooling. It's very cooling at that time. 1,800 Kelvin, that's the time you sun gaze. And then you also sun gaze later on when the sun is setting. All right, when the sun is going down, that's the other time that you sun gaze. During the day, where you see it between 5,500 and 8,000 Kelvin, that's a very potent color temperature. Also, because of the angle that the sun is, you got to also think an angle, not just the color temperature. So even though the color temperature is getting higher on this scale, the angle is going back down too. For instance, for everybody who downloaded the D-Minder app that I suggested, you notice that vitamin D becomes active at what elevation, Rich? Let's see if you remember, Rich. What's the elevation where vitamin D becomes active?
I forgot, my brother.
Cool, it's cool. I just wanted to see if you do, you know what I mean? 30 degrees. So when the sun's at a 30 degree elevation, that's when vitamin D starts. And when it drops below 30 degrees, that's when it goes away. Okay, so those are the times. Now, after it hits 30 degrees, that's when the sun's getting more and more intense. And instead of you sun gazing with your eyes, you sun gaze with your body.
Right.
Now, I know y'all like, how do you sun gaze with your body, KT? Well, the same molecule that makes up the photoreceptor cells of your eyes are in your skin. Rhodopsin is in your skin. So every one of your cells, your keratinocytes that make up the largest organ of your body is an eyeball. You are a stitched network of a saran wrapped lattice of eyes that make up your whole skin. So when you go out during vitamin D hours, you sun gaze with those eyes because, see, it's melanin all over them, helping to do what? To transmute all of that power that's coming off that sun and converting your cholesterol into vitamin D, the sun hormone. So yes, the morning sun is one type of sun. The evening sun is another type of sun, but they're both very, very necessary. You need Khepra and you need Atum Ra to properly balance everything that goes on during the traversing of the great sun across the sky. They would call Horus Harakti, Ra Harakte, which also means what? Heru of the two horizons. Okay, meaning that the sun is moving from its rising point to its setting point, you know? So yes, this is also telling you when you see UVA vis IR, this is telling you when UVA starts. So first is just visible light and infrared light. That's it. Then it's ultraviolet A, visible light and infrared light. Then at noon, when the sun is above, then it's ultraviolet B, ultraviolet A, visible and infrared. Then as it starts to set and it drops below the 30 degrees, UVA, visible, IR, and then it's visible in IR, and then it's gone, and it's on the other side. It becomes the hidden one, or Atum Ray. You know, I mean, not Atum Ray, Amun Ray, the hidden one. So that's that. And then I wanted to show the, I think I got the penetration in here too, so I could show how much it penetrates down. No. Oh, this is a good one right here. So just to show you about artificial light, the city of lights. I don't know. Have you seen the show, The 100 yet, Rich?
No, I heard about it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, bro. Bro, put your boots on, tie them up, and go on that damn journey, because that's a wild one for you right there. So the city of lights is what we're hurting from, for what we're dying from. We're sacrificing all of our vitamin D levels and all of our proper exposure to the sun. I mean, I've been talking about this all year. Y'all know that. For dealing with an alien light, an artificial light. Okay, opposite of Ra is R, augmented reality or artificial. Okay, and right here is a scale showing you the spectrum of light from different artificial sources and the sun. So look at the carbon filament, right, joint at the bottom, with it peaks at blue, peaks at green, you know, peaks at yellow with a little orange. You got the incandescent lights, which has a slow rise up into red. You got the LED that peaks mainly blue, and then it has kind of another type of peak, you know, with the rest of those colors. But look at the sun, bro. If you was looking at the terrain or a landscape, the front one would look like some trees in the foreground. Then it looked like a little hill. Then you see a little mound. But them behind, that would look like Kilimanjaro or the Himalayas or some shit. That's sunlight. Look how evenly balanced and how full sunlight is. This is the best way to show y'all. Look at it. Look at this picture. This shows you right here how full and how prominent sunlight is. When you talk about getting a full balanced meal or getting a holistic treatment, this is holistic. All right. So I know I'm running out of time. So Where's I just passed it too. I just saw it. It's right there. We go. So yeah, to show you the penetration, you know, this is the skin. You notice how red is all the way down here. Blue stops at the top layer, green goes a little deeper, yellow goes down, but red goes all the way through. Look at the eyeball. Red goes all the way through. All the other colors stop. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important that you get your light, you get your UV, you get your red, you get your orange, yellow, blue. That's why you react to color so much. That's why you want this color car or this color MacBook or this color phone, you know, or these color sneakers or this color shirt or this color hair, you know what I'm saying? Or this color tattoo, you know, like everybody always is attracted to colors. When you want to buy your girl flowers, you don't buy them no dusty pale flowers. You get the most colorful, vibrant flowers there are. You know what I'm saying? Because color is the way that the creator has allowed us to peek through the keyhole of the mystery so that we can visually identify that which is not seen. Because that's all a color is a frequency made visible. So I suggest that each and every one of you, here's another one that penetrate. That's what I was looking for, that y'all do y'all best to expose yourself to daylight. We about to head into the equinox and fall. If you north, that means vitamin D winter's coming. That means you need to soak up as much of the vitamin D as you can. You can download the D Minder app, the letter D and Minder, like reminder, and you can start governing your international units that you get based on the UVB light that is exposed from the sun during the afternoon. Do not sun gaze during the afternoon. Do not sun gaze after 9:30 or before, I would say before 6 right now. Like it should be sunrise up to about 8:30 at the latest. And it should be an hour before sunset to sunset. Those are the times where you sun gaze, but really the closest to sunrise and sunset will be the best time. You don't need much time. You look at it, you know, for a few seconds, look away, look back, look away, look back, look away. And you're going to start to feel the charge. You're going to feel like something is actually juicing you up and charging you up. And you're going to realize, like Rich said, you're not hungry. And why aren't you going to be hungry? I'll close with this. Let's see, one more, bring this last one up. Oh man, let's see. Yeah, bring you back and there we go. Bring you back and the mitochondria. Or maybe let's see. Is it okay? Here we go. All right, so you can see that, right, Rich?
Yeah.
All right, so your mitochondria. All right, I talk about this organelle all the time. Very, very powerful, very, very important. Contains inside the electron transport chain, and which is where the energy dynamics are created. You know, this is where the water is constructed and structured and everything like that. Now, you have an enzyme in the mitochondria called cytochrome oxidase. This is what creates the water in your body, and it is manipulated and stimulated by infrared light particularly. So when you get hit by Khepra light in the morning, what you do is you bypass a lot of these enzymes in the electron transport chain and hit this one straight up. And as soon as you hit this mug right here, you start making all this water, you start making all this ATP, you start making all this energy. And you be like, man, I ain't even ate nothing. Yes, you did. Because food only represents 1/3 of your nutritional requirements. Sun represents 2/3 of your nutritional requirements. So you eating the sun. You ate some sun. You just had a couple slices of sun, a little cup of sun. you know what I mean, a little bowl of sun, you know, and that was it. Now, back to Khepra, closing remarks. Y'all might not know this, but that dung beetle that rolls that perfectly rolled up sphere, it's able to navigate in a straight line to where it needs to go, where it burrows a hole in the ground. And do you know what it used in order to navigate? It uses the Milky Way. This is the only animal on the planet that is documented that uses the Milky Way galaxy as a mechanism to navigate where it needs to go. And remember, as it pushes the ball, it's going backwards, not even going forwards. So this thing is moonwalking with the Milky Way. And how does it do this? Because when you go inside of the brain of the dung beetle, you find something called mushroom bodies, a galactic compass made of neuronal networks that assist in the navigation of its entire being. You too have analogs to these mushroom bodies inside yourself. And we will be having a mushroom talk real soon. But just to let you know that this beetle got a brain shaped like mushrooms that has the ability to connect with the Milky Way so it could properly navigate where it needs to go in the universe.
Our pineal gland is shaped like a mushroom.
Our pineal gland shape, our whole brain is. If you look at the brain stem connected to the cerebellum, that's a shroom right there.
Wow, man. Yeah, this was amazing, KT. What I want to ask you, I was building with Blue Pill and this brother named Alkebalon, 44, and he said something interesting. He said that the sun is like, I believe he said the sun is a medium between galactic information and us.
The placenta.
Right. So is the light coming from the sun, or is it coming beyond the sun? And the sun is
beyond
where? I need this talk. Beyond where, my brother?
The higher levels, the higher dimensions. Come on now. We know that we got Sirius B. We know that we got different realms. We in Yetzirah, the realm of formation. You got Axita, Bariah. Like there's other realms. You know, we've been listening to Bobby Hemmett. Y'all been listening to Panic. AA done been on here. You know what I mean? This ain't it. This ain't it at all. This is why I talk about shrooms so much, because shrooms is the thing that pulls that cord out the back of your head and you end up in this slimy womb like, snap, the Matrix, the whole time. Like there's other realms, there's other dimensions. Okay, this is a covenant, so to speak. This is a contract that you made to be here and to participate. The Wizard of Oz, when Toto pulled the curtain and you saw the wizard behind there, like you're agreeing to stay in Emerald City. Okay, that's what this whole thing is. And you have the ability, the CIA released the documents with the gateway mechanism where you're able to construct, create, and build whatever you want here. Like this place is whatever you want it to be. That's why it's 25/8 constant programming to make sure that you stay fixated on everything other than you. Because if you focus on yourself for 1 minute, you might actually hear yourself respond. And then you'll know where to go. But there are, just like there's a sun, there are larger suns. There are bigger celestial bodies that provide. And then remember, we're part of a binary star system, bro. Like the sun ain't it. Like, remember, we part of two. There's two. And there's a larger sun that the sun's connected to. And there's a larger one than that. Just like when I go down to my atoms, I'm going to see electron, proton, neutron. I'm going to see quarks. I'm going to see gluons. It's going to keep going into deeper and deeper folds of perfectly geometrical folded energy patterns and waveforms as I keep going, to the point I get the Planck length. And like Baba Kalindi, may the great Ihati rest in peace, he said, Planck length, when you go below that, there ain't no light. It's just darkness. And darkness don't mean absent of anything. It just means now you're in the darkness, and that's a whole nother realm right there. So, you know, there's a black sun, and then we got our sun, and then we have other suns. And the same way that you are birthed because you have a placenta connected to your mother, and then you're born here, but yet, even though you cut that umbilical cord, every time you pull your shirt up, you see your belly button showing that there will always be a connection to your mother and your mother to their mother. There will always be a connection to where you came from, or where the earth came from, or where the sun came from. And those tethers of energy are accessible if you touch the placenta and get your nutrients. Because if you're not getting your nutrients, if you can't even tap into that, like if you can't honor your mother and father here, and then aside from honoring your mother and father, you can't honor the mother and the father, then yeah, you cutting yourself off. And then you're going to be liable for anyone just snatching your butt up and doing what they want with you. And that's exactly what goes on here. Depression is running rampant, and alcohol and drugs and all of that, because there's more souls than there are bodies. I'll say that again. There's more souls than there are bodies. So entities need a housing mechanism, just like a hermit crab in the Caribbean needs a vacant shell in order to occupy, because it's too soft in order for it to just navigate around the beach and the islands and stuff like that. So it finds an empty big old shell, makes it at home, and carry it around. When you are not in tune with yourself and properly aligned, guess what ends up happening to you? You do the same thing. You become subject to a walk-in, where something walks right into you and puts you on like homeboy in the first Men in Black. Remember the roach got inside old boy? He was like, I need me a cup of water. Yeah, that's gonna be your You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be cautious, and that's what this circadian rhythm is about. So you get your dreams back. Dreams is decarboxylated melatonin, so you're able to process DMT and have your inner visions connected to your psychology, your memory, your smell, your sense, your environment. So whatever warnings that you're not paying attention to in your conscious mind, Amun Ra, the hidden one, your subconscious mind, can reveal there to you. And you can make proper decisions. You'll see signs the next day. Listen, I'm not saying anything new, y'all. Just might be saying it a little differently, but I ain't saying nothing new. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Y'all got to get up in the morning, because our ancestors were outside. When we look at all these, that's why they show us the slave narrative so much, because they want us to fear being up from sun. Oh man, picking cotton from sun up to sundown. Never gonna catch me doing that. So you don't do nothing from sun up to sundown now. Damn the cotton, like you just know. That's what they had to do. Nah, bro, sun up to sundown is where it's at. You know what I mean? I'm one to talk. I have to be in front of this just like y'all. I got to get on social media. I got work I got to do in front of the computer. You know, luckily I have somebody that loves me. I have a queen, and she reminds me, put your blue blockers on, baby. Put your blue blockers on. Cover your body when you're in front of the computer. Hey, let's go out. Let's go for a walk. You know what I'm saying? So I have to get reminded as well, you know? So it's very important that we get our skin in the game, and that we kick Alan out the house. You need to give Alan an eviction notice. Like, who's Alan? ALAN, artificial light at night. Get it out your life. You don't want no Alan. You want candles. You want pitch black darkness when you're going to sleep. You want to sleep through the night. You want to get up in the morning, greet the sun. You want to sun gaze, so you can have those wonderful endorphin, orgasmic, nirvanic feelings that Rich been going through lately. Like he probably don't even want to tell y'all how he feeling. He probably embarrassed. He's like, man, if I really told y'all how I'm feeling, because it's real like that. You know, what do you think an orgasm is? That's oxytocin. That is a secretion of yet another hormone that comes from up here. You want to have better orgasms? Have sex in the sun. You want to have better orgasms? Put your phallus and your balls in the sun. Put your breasts and vagina and your booty in the sun. Okay, do that for a week, and then y'all lay down and make love and see how it's hitting for. y'all gonna be sparkling like diamonds,
Wow,
crying in each other's arms, feeling good. And that's what we supposed to be doing.
Yes, sir. KT,
But
man,
yeah,
this is beyond powerful, man. You gave me with this presentation, man, more than I even expected, man, within an hour, brother. So I definitely want to appreciate what you did for the family. Thanks to everybody for tuning in today. Leave your contact information. I know you got the new website so the people could show some support.
Definitely. I want to thank you, Rich, for providing the link to the Queen's video debut as well.
Yes.
Anybody who's watching or listening who has
awesome song.
I appreciate it, brother. That's her right there, man. My queen, Laree, she debuted her first music video that I directed, filmed, and edited. You know, she sung and did the music side. We directed together because it was definitely her idea to get started on the video. Let's go to the video, let's do this video, let's get it done. And I was like, all right, I got it. So we did that together. We've got nothing but powerful feedback. We appreciate all of the support from everybody. If you haven't checked it out, her YouTube is Who is Laree? Laree. Who is Laree? On YouTube. Check the video out, leave a comment, share it, subscribe. We appreciate it. Tomorrow, she will have her first radio interview. It's going to be Hits 92.3 FM. That's Hits 92.3 FM. It's an Atlanta radio station. The name of the show is The Street Gospel Show. You can go to her IG, which is Who is Laree, and as well as mine, KT the Arts Degree. We have the flyer posted if you need further info, but you can listen to the interview online as well if you're interested to it. She's going to debut her song on there as well, and we're going to talk about the video and all that stuff. But my website, or our website, because it's hers too, is soionicbotanicals.com. That is soionicbotanicals.com. Just take a screenshot of that thing if you need to. You know, that's where you will find me. KT the Arts Degree on YouTube, KT the Arts Degree on Instagram, as well as Patreon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And of course, give Mama Pill some love at greenleaf-herbs.com, greenleaf-herbs.com. That's where you'll get that wonderful oxyhemo. But yeah, man, once again, I appreciate you for bringing me here so I can give the people some light info. Hopefully they'll walk away with something tonight, and we could keep this thing moving.
Indeed. The next joint, me and KT, was gotta be on mushrooms, man. Gotta be on mushrooms. So
ready for the shrooms.
I would say probably next week, within the next 2 weeks, but probably next week. But that's gonna be a powerful one, family.
Y'all want a way out? Y'all want to fight? Y'all want that real red pill and blue pill, bro, from the Matrix, bro? Hey, I'm trying to tell you, boy. That's that old DMT. But now we'll get there though. But thank you all for listening in. I'm humbled. I appreciate it, and I'll be back with more.
All right, family. This is Brother Rich, KT the Arts 3, and we out of here. Peace.
Peace.